Hello, my name is Ronald Hall of Vince Jones Technical Institute, and today I'm going to be performing and demonstrating an air system check. It's 2012 International Transtar. And before I get started, I want to talk about the primary and secondary tank. These are the primary and secondary tanks right here. They can be at various locations on different trips. This is what it is. And what we need to do, we need to drain those each time we do our checks, each step that we do. It's important to drain those daily as well. Before we get started on that, we need to be able to start our wheels. The reason for that is because we have the parking brake released, that we don't need the truck rolling off. Okay, so the first part of the check is that we're going to be going into the cabin in the truck, and we have drained the primary and secondary tank to start it to recharge. But first, when we turn the key over in the on position, there's going to be a buzzer that goes off, or a low pressure indicator telling us that we have low pressure or no pressure on the gauge. And we're going to take a look at that. We're going to go inside the truck, and we're going to let you give you a point of view of what we're talking about. Okay, so now I'm inside the cab of the truck, and I'm going to turn the key in the on position. Go ahead and get ready to start the truck up. And there's that indicator that we're talking about. So now that indicator is going to stay on until it gets up to a certain pressure. And what we would do, we will watch on the gauges here. We have a gauge for the primary and secondary tanks. You know, and as the engine is running, okay, the compressor, which goes, the air is being compressed from the compressor to the air dryer to the tanks, and we're watching to see when does it go off. Okay, so according to the gauge, it's a little bit over 60 psi within specification. So now what we're doing now, we're going to have we're waiting for the system to build up, the air dryer, and what it would do, it would what we call purge, and what it also called cycle, and that will let us know that our tanks are filled to capacity. What I want to do is bring us over to the air dryer, show you what an air dryer is, and listen in as it purges. Okay, what we're doing now is waiting for the air dryer to go ahead and purge. And that's how we'll know that our primary and secondary tanks are filled. So that's what we're waiting for. Right now we're looking at the air dryer. there you go. That was the purge. So now the primary and secondary tanks are filled, and now we're going to move on to the next half of the test. Okay, so now that the system is built up, so now we have shipped the vehicle off, and now we're checking for a drop in pressure. And we would do that for 2 minutes, listening in, checking for leaks, listening in for leaks, going around and doing the exterior check. And we would do that each time, and because we're moving on to our next step. But first, this step is waiting for the drop of pressure for 2 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay, now so I'm ready to do the second part of our test. We did not have a drop in pressure with the first part. The indicator worked as normal as supposed to. So this is the second part of the test, and what we're going to do is we're going to test the park and brake. Okay, and this is what we call the PP1 valve, and outside of the vehicle, and doing a full external check of the vehicle. Okay, so now I'm on the outside of the vehicle here, and I'm doing an external check here. Basically, everywhere that's part of this air system. We're checking our trailer lines right here. Make sure they're not cut, straight, pitch. Over here, our tank lines. This will be down at the bottom here, where our primary secondary tanks are. Going over to our chambers here, because this is where we got the air limited to now. But once we apply that parking brake, this is what air in this chamber. We're making sure these chambers are properly mounted as well, and they're not leaking any air. While we're here, checking for other maintenance issues that might arise anywhere on here on the chassis. Also looking at the brake. This particular truck here actually has disc here. I'm checking for anything that might be out of place or needs to be replaced. And like I said, a full exterior of the truck. Making sure everything is where it belongs. Making sure our tires, the tires are good. Look at it. Okay. So we've passed that portion of the test, and we'll be back with the next half. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so now I'm doing the second half of the test, and I'm here as giving you the POV of what I'll be doing, and we're checking the service brake here on the International. Okay, I have my assistant here. He's going to go ahead and apply the service brake, and we're going to be going ahead and doing our check to make sure that we don't have any air leaks. So we started up here at the front, looking back here. This is a service brake. Will be attached to the front wheels, and we're going to do just like we did before with the parking brake, doing the exterior, making sure that we do not have any air leaks on here. Okay, so going around here, checking that, make sure everything is properly mounted and secured. Now we're going over to the left side. Let's see everything. I'll say, so everything's checked out, didn't hear any leaks, and we're going to move on to the next step. Will be the primary and secondary tanks. Okay, so I'm back here with the third and final test here, and I'm back here with the primary and secondary tanks. And what I'm doing is I'm going to drain out one tank from the bleeder valve. The bleeder valve is right here. This is the primary. And what I'm going to be doing is we're making sure that we don't have a compensation of air coming into the tank that we bleed because it was the one-way valve. We don't want that. And the way we would check that visually, because we can't see air, is on the gauge. So now I'm going to drain the primary tank, and then we're going to take a look at the gauge. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the cab and we're gonna look at the gauge. Give you this POV here. As we can see, I went ahead and drained it from the, okay, that was the, drained from the tank here. And as you can see, the primary and the secondary gauges are different, had a different reading, and that means it is not compensating for that, which registers as a good valve. Okay, and also you hear that the pressure, low pressure indicator is also ringing as well. So that tells us that test as well is accurate. So we have a passed air system test here on this 2012 International Transtar. Naval Honor Hall here at Jones Technical Institute, and thank you for watching.